We've convinced ourselves that if we just prioritize keeping our cup full, we're going to be okay. That as long as we take care of ourselves as mothers, everything else will fall into place, especially when it comes to the sacred season of raising children in the early years. Those early years can be physically, emotionally, and mentally taxing. Anytime a mother vents or explains her frustration, she's met with the infamous advice of prioritizing her self-care. And prioritizing her self-care means that she needs to work on keeping her cup full because nobody can pour out from an empty cup. Isn't that what Instagram has been teaching us for the past decade? As long as we take care of ourselves, everything else should be okay. But what happens when no matter how hard you try, your cup doesn't remain full? In fact, the effort you put into pouring back into your cup seems to also drain your cup. So then you wonder, what are you doing wrong? Now, when you say this, some will tell you, hey, it's a mindset issue. That you just need to reframe your mindset. As if a shift in perspective alone can magically change your reality. I'm here to tell you the truth, because that's what we do over here in my corner. There will be seasons in your life where your cup will not be full. And it will not stay full, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you prioritize it, no matter how many self-care rituals you perform, no matter how much you try to convince yourself that it's actually okay and it's maybe full. Why is that? Because that's life. Our cup isn't meant to be full. At least, not all the time. In fact, our cup is probably full a handful of times during our entire lifetime on this earth. This world was never designed to be a place where your cup can be always full. This dunya was created and designed to be imperfect, especially for the believer. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do think of our efforts as transactional to our devotion, that we somehow think, hey, if I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing, shouldn't I be happier? Shouldn't I be more content? Shouldn't I feel like I can conquer this world? And the reality is that's not the case. Every day, you will feel like something is missing, or that you are failing in a certain aspect of your life, or that something is not aligning for you, or something isn't going right, or you're being tested, and you're going through trials. As human beings, we crave to be in a state of perfection, in a state of joy and happiness all the time. Why is that? Well, because our first home was Jannah. But I think we forget sometimes that we are not in Jannah, and that the default of this world is everything will always feel a little less magical, that things are always going to feel incomplete. That's just the nature of this world. You might be happy in one area of your life, but you're probably miserable in another area of your life. And I'm here to tell you that's perfectly normal. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just a testament and a manifestation of living in an imperfect world. No amount of self-care or filling your cup will remove that feeling. The only way to conquer that feeling is through acceptance, and to understand that we are here in this imperfect world for a very limited time, for a very specific reason. And that reason is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through all that we do. This entire notion of maintaining a perpetually full cup and working hard to keep it full is an imperialistic, an individualistic, and a capitalistic way of thinking. Who exactly benefits from this idea the most? The self-help industry, the beauty industry, the wellness market? We are told to fill our cup, and on the basis of a theory, it's not a bad idea. But usually we are told that we need to fill our cup through some form of consumerism. Now, that doesn't just mean products. You're told to take time for yourself by buying an expensive scented candle that will detoxify your environment. Or maybe you're told to prioritize your self-care and to get a subscription box or even join a book club. You're told to create a peaceful home to follow the latest clean talk trends and buy 10 different organization bins. You're told to relax because that's exactly what you need to fill your cup. You need to unwind, so you're sold this amazing luxe bubble bath kit. And that's not enough, but you have to pair it with the latest viral skincare products and body products. It's not always just about the products now, is it? You're also being sold ideas, concepts, theories. Someone will tell you to buy their framework to heal your inner child because that's apparently the reason why your cup is not full. Or maybe someone is going to tell you to buy their membership because every single month you're going to be sent somatic exercises because apparently that's the reason why you're not prioritizing yourself to fill your cup. A lot of the times, all of these things require money, they require time, and they require help. And not everyone has those at all times. Look at the messaging we're fed by commercials that if we buy a mascara, we're worth it. Isn't that what L'Oreal has been preaching for decades? And now moms everywhere are being sold a similar idea every single day. Buy this because you're worth it. But I'm here to tell you that filling your cup, first of all, was never a personal job. And prioritizing to fill your cup is not the solution. How can you prioritize your cup when you're stretched thin, running a household alone, when you're married but living like a single mom, because your husband's work schedule leaves you doing everything on your own, and right when your inner voice tells you there's something wrong with these solutions, there has to be something different, something else, then you're suddenly going to find yourself being sold all the tips on productivity. Try this new morning routine so you can feel more in control, or do things differently and your stress will magically disappear. I'm not discounting the benefits of all of these things that I mentioned, but I need to tell you they are not the entire truth. No amount of new hacks will save a woman from drowning in the relentless cycle of domestic and parental duties when she is doing it all alone. Instead of collectively coming together as a society to just honor this truth, even when we don't have all the solutions, what do? We perpetuate shame and guilt. This mom is now thinking she's failing. So here's what I need you to understand. You don't need to fill your cup. You don't need to chase an unrealistic version of balance. Instead, honor your unique reality. Honor your family exactly as they are. Honor who you are exactly as you are today, the imperfect, messy version of you. Because even that version has so much value. And once you begin to see your worth, only then can you make real, meaningful changes from an authentic space. That's where your true growth will happen. You cannot shame or guilt yourself into being a better mom, a better wife, or even a better servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You must think well of yourself before you can even think well of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how can you make dua with sincerity and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help? How can you truly believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer your du'as if deep down you think that you're undeserving of anything good? That you're undeserving of the life that you dream about? Somewhere along the line, you learn to judge yourself harshly. I know you grew up in a world that criticized your every move, starting from within your home. And now as a parent, you carry those voices with you. But today, right here, right now, you can begin to let go. Let go of all the stories that no longer serve you, all the criticism that was never yours to begin with. You can let go of all the shackles that you believe is holding you down. You have the power and you have the permission to let that go. You don't need a new course to do that. You don't need a new coach to do that. You don't need another self-help book to help you do that. You just need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your true, authentic, raw self. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you exactly as you are. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees the value in you when He placed you in this world. He entrusted you with His most beautiful creation. That alone is enough for you to start making small, meaningful shifts towards a life that is yours, not a life dictated by unrealistic expectations or self-care trends. So I hope that lands for you today. If you are in the sacred season of raising children from 0 to 12 years old, and you want to parent authentically, in leadership, and in servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while doing less, then I encourage you to join the Muslim Parent Companion. I'll post the link down in the show notes so you can read more about it, inshallah. Until next week, take care. Assalamu alaikum.